Hi everybody, just heading to Cliff Road in St Heliers, a nice little paragliding site. And today the wind showing 270, 280 at about 10 to 15 knots, so looks like it's might be a little bit spicy, but also should be ideal outgoing tide, because below the takeoff at high tide it is there is no beach. The main landing site is just off to the left, which is St Heliers Bay Beach, which is easily accessible from the takeoff, but just below the takeoff site is water. Due west, looking up the harbour, Waitemata Harbour in Auckland, directly towards Auckland City. Great views, especially in the evening, setting sun over North Head and the city, quite picturesque. The takeoff is quite well formed. It's a flat and rising piece of ground, enough room for one glider to rig up and then fly the cliff face along Cliff Road between St Heliers Bay and Achilles Point. Just driving around the waterfront now, Tamaki Drive. Here we are at Cliff Road, just parked up alongside, right beside the takeoff. Let's go out and have a bit of a look and see if it's flyable. Hopefully it is, and we'll get a bit of footage and show you around. Stick with it. Houses in the background, and then spinning around takeoff site. St Heliers Bay, and in the distance there, Auckland City. Showing 12 knots at Bastion Point, so yeah, a little bit on the spicy side, but let's have a look. This is the takeoff site, small depression, then rising ground, easy takeoff really. The wind's quite level once you bring the wing up, and nice grassy site maintained by the council. Just standing down at the cliff edge now. By the time you get to your wing to this position here, you'll pretty much be flying. Obviously out to the north here you've got quite a big Pahutakawa tree. My advice is not to go in that direction, to peel off to the left here. There's a nice lift off this cliff face, and also the safer direction to be going if you need to make the beach. Pretty spectacular cloud formations in the background. Once again, winter sort of conditions, so fairly active cloud around. But it's showing a bit of good consistency for a big wing, so let me have a think about it a bit more and we'll decide if it's going to be flyable, but let's see. Nice shot. St Heliers Bay Beach for nice easy landing into wind. Yeah, so the wind's just backed off a little bit. Sun's started to come out now, so I think a bit on the spicy side, but as you can see the wing wants to fly up behind me, so let's go and see what it's like. And see how the wing comes up pretty square in front, so literally we'll be flying pretty quick. Whew. And just getting a feel for the wind. It's nice and sedate at the moment. Nothing too dramatic, so let's hope it stays like that. Heliers Bay, Cliff Road. We'll often have in the summer 2-3 gliders up here, able to fly at once. I'll take you down the northern end towards Achilles Point
Let's have a look what it looks like down there. Just round the corner is Achilles Point here, Ladies Bay, bit of a nudist beach in the summertime. Could land there, never landed there, so don't plan to. Got a bigger beach out here at St Heliers as a safe rock. It's a little bit slower coming back this way just because the wind's a little bit round, just slightly south of west. Always ideal if it's sort of coming from North Head over here, but as you can see it's pretty clean wind coming along the harbour bridge in the distance, Auckland City, Karioitahi, Mission Bay in the distance, Bastion Point, and down here we have St Heliers. Sun in the winter sets over about here. Quite spectacular to be flying close to sunset with the sun dipping down. As you can see, nice and stable. You can certainly see what's happening on the water. If I see the wind lines building and the white caps coming up, it's just an easy glide down, get on the beach well before it comes through. Just because around here you've got Rangitoto Island, houses in the background, Takapuna, North Head, and Auckland City in the eastern bays. And in the distance, One Tree Hill, Mount Eden, Mount Albert. What could be more relaxing than a after-work fly? I'll take you across and give you a bit of a look at the takeoff. As you saw, the takeoff is really nice. It's kind of got a depression, so when the wind comes up, it actually sits quite flat rather than pulsing above your head. And so you can choose to pull it down or walk back out and take off. Most people prefer an oval takeoff, but this is a bit of a discovery to see how the wing performs where there's a flattened depression after the cliff top. No rotor at all, believe it or not. But I wouldn't want to be back over the back of those houses. Let's go down here for a look. Auckland Ferry, I think that comes from Half Moon Bay. Kids playing on the beach. The dog, mums and dads bringing them out after school. William used to play at this playground down here. I lost him one day, he was on his bike. Got way ahead of me, found him at the playground. Funny story. Yeah, let's go and reconnect. This is a nice little bowl here to fly actually. Good lift bands on this little site. Spend a lot of time down here kiteboarding with Will. Sometimes flying here with kiteboarders right out in front of me. I suppose there's less on the water now because it's winter and they prefer to be tucked up at home. There was one out earlier, but right at the moment, most of the kiteboarders come out from Kowe, which you can just see. St Heliers here, Kowe, Marama over here. Clouds are looking pretty spectacular. Sort of winter cloud. This isn't sea breeze, this is post-frontal westerly. So it can be a little bit more unpredictable, but what I like about this, you can see on the water really what's happening, direction-wise and speed-wise, just on the colours on the water. And let's take it in for a landing down to St Heliers Bay. See a little bit of gust line coming through there, some white caps behind it, so let's do the safe thing and go down, land. We can always come back up and have another fly if we're feeling the passion.